If you're still burying peach, plum, cherry, apricot, or almond pits straight into a pot of soil and just hoping for the best, you're doing it the slowest, least reliable way possible. And there's a completely different approach that experienced growers use to get visible roots in as little as 3 days, once the seed is actually ready to go. Soil is where these seeds go to finish growing, not where they're supposed to start. And once you understand that one distinction, everything about how fast and how reliably your seeds sprout is about to change. Before I show you exactly what to do instead, if you want real, tested, no-nonsense techniques for growing peaches, plums, cherries, apricots, and almonds from seed every single week, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. I put these methods through real trial and error on my own trees before I ever bring them to you, so you're not wasting your own seeds testing things that don't work. Subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and let's get straight into it. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why planting a pit directly into soil is one of the slowest and least reliable ways to germinate peach, plum, cherry, apricot, or almond seeds, and I'm going to walk you through the exact alternative method that lets you actually see roots emerging in as little as 3 days once your seed has been properly prepared. You'll learn the step-by-step process professional propagators use, what to look for at every stage so you know it's working, and the one small adjustment most home growers completely overlook that can be the difference between a seed that roots fast and one that just sits there. By the end of this video, you're going to look at soil completely differently when it comes to starting these seeds. Let's talk honestly about why planting straight into soil causes so many people to fail. Because I went through this exact frustration myself years ago before I understood what was actually happening underground, invisible to me the entire time. When you drop a pit into a pot of soil, you have absolutely no idea what's going on inside that pit. You can't see if it's rotting, you can't see if it's molding, you can't see if the root has started emerging, and you can't see if the seed inside is even alive anymore. You're essentially planting blind and then just waiting, sometimes for months, with zero feedback on whether anything is actually happening. And here's the thing that really gets people. Soil holds moisture unevenly. One part of that pot might be too wet right against the pit, encouraging rot, while another part dries out too fast, and you have no way of monitoring that balance because the pit is buried and completely hidden from view. The most common mistake I see, and I made this exact mistake plenty of times early on, is treating a peach pit or a plum pit like you'd treat a bean seed or a sunflower seed, just pushing it into soil and watering it on a schedule. Prunus seeds don't work like that. They have a hard shell, they have a dormancy requirement, and they need very specific moisture and temperature conditions to break that dormancy, none of which you can properly monitor or control once that pit disappears under a few inches of soil. Another mistake is watering on a fixed schedule, regardless of what's actually happening inside the pot, which either drowns the seed in a soggy environment or lets it dry out completely between waterings, both of which are common causes of failure that growers usually blame on the seed itself rather than the method. And probably the biggest mistake of all is impatience, checking on a buried pit by literally digging it up every week to see what's happening, which disturbs the surrounding soil, damages any root that has started to form, and honestly does more harm than good. Now here's the science behind why soil is such a poor environment for this specific stage of the process, and once you get this, you'll never want to go back to blind planting again. A prunus seed, whether it's peach, plum, cherry, apricot, or almond, needs 3 things to break dormancy and begin rooting: cold exposure to satisfy its internal dormancy clock, consistent moisture that's neither too wet nor too dry, and oxygen flow around the seed so it doesn't suffocate or rot in an anaerobic environment. Soil, especially in a small pot, struggles to provide all 3 of these consistently at the exact same time. It either compacts and restricts oxygen, or it holds too much water in certain pockets, and because you can't see any of this happening, you have no way to correct the imbalance until it's already too late and the seed has failed. This is exactly why professional propagators and anyone doing large-scale seed starting almost never start these seeds directly in soil. They use a completely different medium specifically because it solves all three of these problems while also giving you full visibility into exactly what stage the seed is at every single day if you want to check. So let's get into exactly what to do instead, and I'm going to walk you through this as a clear, repeatable process that you can start using on your very next batch of pits. Step 1 is preparing your pits properly before this method even begins, and this part doesn't change no matter what medium you're using afterward. Take your pits from fully ripe, tree-ripened fruit. Wash off every trace of fruit flesh completely because leftover sugar residue is one of the fastest ways to introduce mold into this process. Once clean, you need to crack the hard outer shell, not the seed inside, just the shell surrounding it. Use pliers or a small vise. Find the raised seam line running down the side of the pit and apply slow, steady pressure right along that seam until you hear or feel a crack. This is genuinely one of the most important steps in the entire process because that hard shell is the single biggest physical barrier slowing down root emergence, and skipping this step is one of the main reasons people wait so much longer than necessary. Step 2 is your cold stratification period, and this still needs to happen regardless of what medium you eventually use to trigger the actual root emergence. Because remember, cold is what breaks internal dormancy, nothing else substitutes for it. Place your cracked pits into a sealed bag with a slightly damp paper towel or damp peat moss, just moist enough that it doesn't drip when squeezed, and place that bag in your refrigerator at a consistent 34 to 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Peaches, plums, and apricots typically need somewhere around 60 to 90 days of this cold treatment. Cherries usually need closer to 90 to 120 days, and almonds are on the shorter side at 30 to 60 days. This part requires patience. There's no shortcut around satisfying that internal cold requirement, but once it's done, everything speeds up dramatically. Which brings us to the part of this video that really changes everything. Step 3 is where we abandon soil completely for this stage and switch to what I call the visible rooting method. Instead of planting your stratified, cracked pits directly into soil once they come out of the fridge, place them into a clear container. I personally use a small glass jar or a clear plastic deli container lined with a folded, slightly damp paper towel, and add just enough water so the paper towel stays consistently moist without actually pooling at the bottom. Arrange your pits so they're sitting on top of that damp paper towel, not submerged, just in contact with the moisture. And loosely cover the container to maintain humidity while still allowing a little airflow, either with a lid that isn't fully sealed or a piece of plastic wrap with a few small holes poked into it. Place this container somewhere warm, ideally between 68 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit, with indirect light. A kitchen counter away from direct sun works perfectly. Step 4 is monitoring, and this is honestly the part that makes this method so satisfying compared to blind soil planting. Because your container is clear and your pits are visible against the paper towel, you can check on progress every single day without disturbing anything at all, just by looking through the glass or plastic. For pits that have already gone through proper cold stratification and already have that shell cracked, you'll typically start seeing the white root tip actually elongating and pushing further out within just 2 to 3 days of moving them into this warm, moist, visible setup, which is exactly where that 3-day root timeline comes from. This isn't magic. The seed has already done the hard work of breaking dormancy in the fridge. This final stage is simply giving it the ideal warm, moist, oxygen-rich environment to finish the job quickly. And because you can actually see it happening, you know immediately when it's ready for the next step instead of guessing. Step 5 is knowing exactly when to transition from this visible rooting container into an actual pot with soil. Once that root has reached somewhere between 1/2 inch and 1.5 inches long, it's time to move it. And you want to handle that root very gently at this point because it's soft, fragile, and can snap or bruise easily if handled roughly. Fill a small pot with well-draining potting mix, create a small hole or trench with your finger, and lay the seed in with the root pointing downward, covering it with only about 1/2 inch to 1 inch of soil, no deeper. Water gently right after planting, just to settle the soil. Then keep that pot in a warm spot with bright, indirect light, maintaining consistent moisture without letting it become soggy. Within another 7 to 10 days after this transplant, you should see the actual green shoot breaking through the surface of the soil. Let me walk you through what this actually looks like in real time, because I want you to be able to picture this clearly before you try it yourself. Imagine you've got a clear plastic container sitting on your kitchen counter, and inside it you've got maybe 15 peach and plum pits, all freshly out of a 60-day fridge stratification, shells already cracked, laying flat on a damp paper towel. On day 1, most of these pits look pretty much the way they did coming out of the fridge, shells slightly open, maybe a tiny sliver of white visible inside the crack. Nothing dramatic yet. By day 2, you'll start noticing on several of them that the white tip has grown just slightly, maybe a 1/16 of an inch, just barely visible, but unmistakably different from the day before if you're looking closely. By day 3, and this is the moment that genuinely gets exciting every single time, no matter how many times I've done this, several of those root tips have visibly elongated, clearly curving downward toward the damp paper towel like they instinctively know which direction to grow, some already a 1/4 inch long or more. Not every single pit in the container will be at exactly the same stage. Some might take an extra day or two longer depending on individual seed variation, and that's completely normal. But the ones that were properly stratified and cracked are almost always visibly moving by day 3. Which is something you would have absolutely no way of witnessing if those same pits were sitting buried under soil in a pot. I want to stop here for a second because I really want to hear from you on this one. In the comments below, tell me if you've ever dug up a pit early out of impatience just to check on it. And if you have, just comment the word guilty, because I promise you every single grower who's ever done this has been exactly where you are, myself included, more times than I'd like to admit. Now let's get into the golden tip for this video, because there's a small detail about this visible rooting method that took me a while to figure out, and it made a noticeable difference in how quickly and how healthily these roots developed. Most people, once they see that root starting to elongate, get excited and want to check on it constantly, opening the lid, poking at it, moving pits around to get a better look. Every time you do that, you're exposing the seed to fluctuating humidity and temperature, and you're also risking accidental physical damage to a root that's incredibly fragile at this stage. What professional propagators actually do is check visually through the clear container without ever opening it unless absolutely necessary, maybe once every 2 to 3 days, just to miss the paper towel again if it's drying out, and that's it. I started doing this myself, resisting the urge to open and inspect daily, and I noticed my root development became noticeably more consistent and less prone to that slight browning or damage you sometimes get on a root tip that's been handled too much too early. The seed doesn't need your attention every single day. It just needs stable conditions, and the biggest gift you can give it during this stage is simply leaving it alone as much as possible while still keeping that paper towel damp. Before we finish up, let's go through the common mistakes I see with this specific method, because even though it's simpler and faster than blind soil planting, there are still a few ways people trip themselves up. Mistake number 1 is skipping cold stratification entirely and just placing unstratified pits straight into this warm, moist container expecting quick roots, which won't work, because remember, this method only speeds things up after dormancy has already been broken in the fridge. It doesn't replace that cold requirement at all. Mistake number 2 is letting the paper towel dry out completely between checks, which will stall root development immediately and can even damage a root that's already started emerging, so keep a spray bottle nearby and mist it the moment it starts feeling less than damp. Mistake number 3 is leaving the container fully sealed with absolutely no airflow at all, which traps excess humidity and creates the perfect environment for mold to take hold. So always make sure you've got at least a small gap or a few tiny holes for air exchange. Mistake number 4 is waiting too long to transplant into soil once the root has grown past that 1.5 inch mark, because roots left too long in this loose, unanchored environment can become tangled, curl back on themselves, or grow directionless without soil to guide them properly. And mistake number 5 is transplanting too roughly. gripping the root itself instead of handling the seed by the shell, which can bruise or snap that delicate root tip and set your seedling back significantly right at the moment it was making real progress. Switching from blind soil planting to this visible rooting method genuinely changes the entire experience of growing these trees from seed, because instead of waiting in the dark for weeks wondering if anything is happening at all, you get to actually watch the process unfold right in front of you, day by day. And there's something incredibly motivating about seeing that progress with your own eyes instead of just hoping for the best underground. If this method makes sense to you and you're ready to stop wasting seeds on blind soil planting, make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you don't miss what's coming next, because this whole visible rooting process sets up perfectly for the next stage that most people get completely wrong. In the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to transplant these rooted seedlings from this stage into their first real pot without shocking them, including the specific soil mix I use and the exact watering schedule for those critical first 2 weeks after transplant, which honestly determines whether all this careful work pays off or gets undone in a single mistake. Stay subscribed, keep that bell on, and I'll see you in the next one.